Okay, so guys, it's me Scratch Hat 2. I'm editing my video and I found a way to make my video sharper. So comment down below if you like the new sharpness, because now the resolution looks way better than it was before. Anyways, let's go on with the video. Hey guys, it's me Scratch Hat 2, and today we will be doing my online Pong part 2, and we will be figuring out how to make it so that because whenever we let me show you guys. Whenever we join the thing, the ball automatically starts moving, but we want to wait for another person to join before we start moving. So let's get started. So let's go to the if players equal to 1 script. Wait, no, if when if I clicked forever, if players equal to 1, then else. So let's surround the else with an if. Wait, actually no. Let's take this whole script out and let's just change this to if. So there's one if I click if player is equal to 1. Actually, let's move this move ball here at the top of that script, and now it's if player, and now we have a green flag clicked forever move ball if player is equal to 1. Do the encoding code, and then now when green flag clicked forever if player hash is equal to 2. Now let's make a new block called check for 2 players, and we don't want to know if I'm screen refresh. So in the variables, let's delete. Wait, no, not a. Let's make a new variable called last p1 for this sprite only, and another variable called last p2 for this sprite only. So in the check for 2 players, set last p1 to join z p1, and then we set last p2 to join z p2. We wait 1 second, and let's add 2 if else's inside of each other. So if last p1 and if last p1 and last p2 are equal to join z p1 and join z p2, which means that they are the same, the cloud variables haven't exactly changed, then we set, actually let's make a new variable called players and set it as a cloud variable, and then we set players to 0. And I'll duplicate the and. So if last p1 is, because anything under here means that means one person, that at least one person's in the game. So if last p1 is equal to join z p1, or last p2 is equal to join z p2, and that means only one person's in it. So we set players to 1, and that means if both of them are changed, then we set players to 2. There you go. Now we have the players code. So remember that decoding script we had before? Let's put that in the if players equals 2. But first, we check for 2 players here, and then wait, no. In the check for 2 players, wait, no. If players is equal to 2, then we decode and go to the position. So let me test that out. Oh yeah, I just remembered. So in the if player is equal to 1, wait, no, in the move ball, right? So let's put the move ball in the if player is equal to 1 script. Now let's change the if player to 1. If player is equal to 1 and players is equal to 2, then that's when the ball starts moving as well. Okay, I just tested it out, it works. But the movement is laggy on the second player screen, so we will fix that. Let's make a new list called buffer for this sprite only. So when green flag clicked, delete all of buffer, Next, instead of this, let's make a new variable called cloud timer for this sprite only. So when green flag click, we set cloud timer to 0. So then and then here in the if player is equal to 1 and players is equal to, if player number is equal to 1, players is equal to 2. Then let's surround that with another if, with if cloud timer is equal to 3. Then we do this and we set cloud timer to 0. And then we just change cloud timer, and else we change cloud timer by 1. So now every 3, wait. So in the add X position, Y position, let's take those out. So now there's just this, right? So let's move the cloud timer to 0 on that, and let's put the move ball in the first if loop, but not the second one. And let's also put the add X position, Y position echo. So your code should kind of look like this. So now, instead of add around X position, Y position, let's add round X position to buffer and add Y around Y position to buffer. Oh yeah, and in the if cloud timer is equal to 3, then repeat until length of buffer is equal to 0. We add item 1 of buffer to encode, and then we delete 1 of buffer. So that way it will just take out all the items until it is done. And then yeah, so let's see how that looks. So you use the green flag. So as you can see, our buffer list is filling up with X and Y positions. But as you can see, it is not really fast because, well, the repeat loop takes a while to load. So let's make a new block called cloud. Run without screen refresh. So let's move this to cloud, and let's put the cloud here. And as you can see, it's still moving smoothly while still adding our 6 items to the buffer list. And that is being sent. So let's see what's the length of ball. Wait, what's the length? As you can see, it's not really long because all we're sending is X and Y positions. And the maximum is 256 characters. So that out 64, that's like less than, like, about a third. Actually, no, that's less than a third of it. So yeah, we're not saying that much data. So let's hide the buffer list. So in the if cloud players is equal to 2, then in the set encode to ball, let's take out the decode encoded. So instead we repeat until value is equal to blank, which means that we have gone through all the items. So first we decode encoded, we add value to buffer, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we set that after the set Y to 1, and now this will run until we have no more values. And then here, and then after that, repeat until that, and then repeat until length of buffer is equal to 0. And don't put that in an if loop. Repeat until length of buffer is equal to 0. Set X to item 1 of buffer, delete 1 of buffer, set Y to item 1 of buffer, and then we delete 1 of buffer again. So basically what this code does is grabs all our items in our buffer list and then makes them move. So now it should run pretty smoothly. Let me test it out. So I just tested it out, and so in the if player hash is equal to 2 in that forever loop, so actually move the repeat until into that if loop, because then the player 1 will also be deleting buffer. So yeah, now let's see. Now let me test that out. Okay, so guys, it's working pretty good. Now let me just go to the ball sprite and let's edit a few things. So in the if player hash is equal to 2, let's make a new block called receive cloud data And let's not run file. Wait, actually, let's run file screen refresh. And put everything there in here. Actually, no. Since there's check for 2 players, let's move the if player hash is equal to 2 there. Check for 2 players, and then receive cloud data. That's what it will look like. So now that we have that, let's rename the cloud custom block to transmit cloud data. Here we go. Oh yeah, make sure that you decode and code it and repeat until value is equal to blank. Add value to buffer, decode and code it. Okay, so it's kind of been a bit jittery, and this is why. In the check for 2 cloud players, we wait 1 second, and that affects the receive cloud data. So it moves, stops for 1 second, moves, and then stops for 1 second. So we need to duplicate this for every route, and make this one check for 2 players, and this one receive cloud data. So that way, it will run smoothly. Let me show you guys what it looks like. So I'm going to join from that one. I'm going to reload my left side. As you can see, the ball is still moving. Let me check why. If player is equal to 1, player is equal to 2. Oh yeah, because here we need to check for, let's make a new forever loop. We need to check for the 2 players, even on our player number is equal to 1. So we check for 2 players here. When green flag collect forever, if player hash is equal to 1, check for 2 players. So there we go, that should be good. So now, as you can see, it stopped there. And as you can see, the second one has joined, and it's running a lot more smoothly than before. I mean, it's running way much, the side you guys are seeing is running way much more smoothly. But, yeah. Well, let me show you guys this one. As you can see, it's really not that smooth, but yeah. You can still see, look at that choppy movement. But yeah. But as you can see, it's smooth here. So yeah. Now let's make it so that we have a score. Backdrops. Let's set blank. Let's add some red to the blank. There you go. Let's see how that looks. Let's see that. So we're right there. Wait. One sec. So where are we? I can't see us. Oh yeah, because we're red. Let me set us to blue. Okay, there we go. So now I can see it, and as you can see, it does not look very good. So let me just move that. There we go. Now let me just duplicate it. Hold shift to move it straight and evenly. And now it's equal for both sides. There we go. Or actually, should I make it thinner? Yeah, I probably should. Okay, so now that we have that in the ball sprite, oh yeah, so in the if player is equal to 1 and check for 2 players, let's add a go to x00 as, because let's change the if it's check for 2 players, so that if players, the number of players, like the cloud variable, is less than 2, then we want to go to x00 because we want to stay in the center while we wait, instead of just like popping right here or right here. So now let's make a new block called check for red. File screen refresh. So if we're touching the color, and obviously want to be touching the color red, then we basically, so let's make 2 new variables that are cloud. So first one is 1 score, and then 2 score. Let's show them and put them on each side of the 2. Let's just hide the players here. Okay, there you go. 1 score. So now that those are there, so if touching color red, then if our X position is less than 0, which means that we would be on this side, as you want to get player 2 a point. So we change 2 score by 1, else we change 1 score by 1. Yeah, also if the players is less than 2 that we just made, we set 1 score to 0 and 2 score to 0. So that way it resets for every game. Now let's test that out. Now you reload the right hand side. Okay, so as you can see it's joined here, but now it's loading here. Okay, so oh my god, that's so choppy. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so yeah, I'm back. You can't exactly see where the ball's going in this one, but yeah. Oh, I found it. So in the receive cloud data, let's move the repeat until into the if players is equal to 2. Okay, so there you go. That's what was going on. Okay, so let's just do this, and then let's reload the right hand side. Okay, so yeah, the right hand side's loading. Oh, yep, it is way much more smoother now. Yeah, so make sure to put that repeat until into the else, because the like repeat until values the length of buffer is equal to 0 inside the if player number is equal to 2, like I showed you earlier a few seconds ago. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's kind of still choppy, but I mean it's the best we can do, right? Because I mean Scratch cloud variables run at like 1/10 of a second. Also, you can see that the score doesn't really like work very well. Well, okay, so now that we have that code, if player hash is equal to 1, then let's add the check for red under the check for 2 players. So now the score will work. Okay, so now that we have this one, so if it touches the side, then the score should work. Let's also set the check for red in the bounce side. As you can see, the bounce side. So let's add the check for red here. So maybe it'll work now. Let's see. Oh look, the score is working, but against. Oh yeah, because okay. I've opened the right hand side. So now as you can see, the score is starting to work. So I'm here, but it keeps on resetting it to 0. Why? Because sometimes the player's code doesn't work very well. Because in this case, since I'm using a desktop for both windows, like it doesn't really work very well. So yeah, that's why it looks like 33. So basically, see, look, you saw it was just one of those two. So it resets whenever it turns to 1. If you don't want that to happen, then you need to use like 2 devices. Because if you use one, then you're gonna have to control both at the same time, and yeah, I can't really do that. But yeah, but anyways, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and share. As well as the show, hit the notification bell. Have a wonderful day. I don't know if we can get 7 subscribers in like 2 weeks. Can we do it? I don't know. I don't really think though. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying like 2 weeks is like such a short time, you know. But we are so close, so please subscribe.